Hi, everybody. Good evening. I hope you are doing well. You are all welcome to today's session with me, Damaris. Um, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for those who will watch this afterwards. I'm really excited to be back. It's another Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. And I'm currently just trying to let everybody know what I'm up to. Um, on my social media accounts. So if you are in the room, please say hello. If you are here, please say hi. Let us know, or let me know rather, that you are here. Um, yeah, so if you are here, please let me know that you are so that I can say hi to you and acknowledge your beautiful presence. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about today. Hi, Auntie Tokwe. Oh my God. Thank you so much for watching and for being here today. Thank you for being online. And I just think I need to send everybody the link, letting them know that we have started. Um, so I'm just going to pass the link across. Hi, Oyeleye Olusegun. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. Um, just letting everybody know that we have started. Who else is in? Okay. Let's see. Made it today for the first time. Yeah, so official welcome to first timers. Very excited you guys could join. Very excited you guys could join. Um, let's see. I'm so happy that you're here as well. Hi Deborah Santa. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, who else is in? Who else is in? Who else is in? Yeah, just in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just sending stuff over. Okay, so to all the first timers, welcome. My name is Damaris, and you are welcome to the Cutting Edge with Damaris. I basically talk about God, love, relationships, marriage. I talk about personal development, leadership. I talk about everything and everything about life, and then I infuse God in it. And that's basically it. So the idea of this show is basically to just talk about the realities of, living our lives as human beings and how God sort of comes into play in all of that. And so, yeah, so today it's slightly different from what I would usually do, in the sense of, usually what would happen is I would sort of talk about something really serious, or I will talk about what else? Let's see. I'll talk about, or I'll have a guest rather, and we'll talk about something serious. But today's a bit relaxed, okay? Today's a bit chilled. So everybody just chill, get your drinks, get your, I don't know, I won't say tea or coffee because we here in Nigeria, we don't do it but for my viewers who live abroad, please feel free to do that. Hi, Auntie Patricia. Oh my God, all like my family peeps are basically here. So welcome everybody, and please send this across to all your friends and family. Let everybody know that we've started and it's about to get good, because today we are talking about love lessons that I learned from watching an Asian TV series called Lee Wei Young. Okay, so guys, I have a lot to share about this. Okay, and what is funny is, I think what's funny is, you would never think that you could learn anything major from a movie, especially when it's not Christian. We have all these Christian movies like, let's see, like War Room, all this, sort of Mount Zion, all of them lot. So we have all those sort of people in view. However, when you get lessons, really interesting lessons from just a normal TV series, it's really cool. It's really amazing. And I love movies, in case you didn't know that. I love movies, I love series. There's something about it, not just the entertainment side. Most of the time, I tend to learn something from them. And I guess we can kind of say that it's something I learned from my mom. Whenever we watch a movie, Christian or not, whether it's based on a Nollywood film or is based on an American film or a UK film, a British film, my mom will always say at the end, so what were the lessons? What did we learn from today? So while I was watching this series, so let me tell you guys a little bit about it. So Lee Wei Young is actually called Princess Wei Young on Netflix. I was not contacted by them to tell anybody about their show. I just got interested in the show, and I'm just sharing the things that I learned from them. So disclaimer on that, okay? And then also as well, it's on Netflix. I must tell you that this series is very, 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 very long. Okay, this series is not for the weak. I'm not even joking, guys. This series is not for the weak. If you have entered the room while I was talking, please say hello so I can acknowledge you and know that you're here. And please share this video if you're on YouTube with other people, or if you're on Facebook with other people as well. Let them know that we've started. And yes, people that are not necessarily my friends can still watch this online, okay, because it is a public sort of video, so anybody can watch it even afterwards. Hi Linus, it's nice to see you. Okay, so like I said, it's this series, guys. It's not for the weak, okay, because it's about 52 episodes. Let me just check to be sure I'm not giving you wrong information. Either to 52 or 54, but it's in the 50 something. So it's one of those ones where you really, really have to be patient. You really, really have to be a lover of film to watch this. I'm telling you. But it was good. I wasn't recommended or anything. I just came across it. They did this film in 2016. Okay. So this film was done in 2016, and it does have 54 episodes. Don't ask me how I did it, guys. I don't know. I don't know how I did it. I just know I did it. Okay, so hi, Evan. Hi, everybody. Hi, Winnie. Hello. Welcome, guys. Hi, Uncle Jacob. Welcome. Hi, Mr. Loveday. How are you guys doing? Okay, so let me get straight into it. Okay, guys, there's so many characters in this film, and I won't be able to explain everything. I do encourage you to watch it if you're on Netflix. Now, I think by the time I got to the 13th episode, I realized that I was really in for a show. And I think I started realizing that I was getting taught a lot of love lessons by the time I was on the 13th episode. So I was just sort of like, hey. I'm so happy. I'm just like, I can't believe this. Anyway, so I'm going to try and explain to you what this whole series is about and why I brought it to your attention and what I'm hoping that we can learn. But basically, let me just tell you from the synopsis. It's basically a princess of Liang. Okay, I'm going to pronounce it as I see it. Is born in the time of the northern and southern dynasties. Years later, her father returns from home from his confinement. So that's not really the entire synopsis, because that synopsis is crap. Okay, let me give you my synopsis. Okay, so this is a story about a princess and how she basically transitions. Guys. Now, I'm not going to be giving you everything, guys, because if I give you everything, then you're not going to watch it. Okay, so I'm not going to give you everything. Like, for example, I'm not going to tell you what her initial name was. I want you to go find out for yourself. And then, what else? And then I'll tell you about her new name and just basically everything about it. Okay, so as I was telling you guys, so I have notes, guys. I have notes. Okay, so let's start. Okay, whew, Holy Spirit. Great. So we have a couple of characters in this film. We've got Lee Wei Young, who is the princess of Liang, which is like the Northern Dynasty. And then we've got To Ba Jun, okay? I know that these are very strange names, guys, who is basically a prince, okay? And the grandson of the king. And he's obviously the lover of this lady in this film or in this series. Then we've got Lee Min, who is the cousin. Okay, you understand why he's a cousin later. Then we have To Ba Yo, who is the uncle and a lover and a hater of Lee Wei Young. Okay, then we have Chang Gru, who is her cousin. And guys, man, this girl, yeah, she is lovely on the outside, but she's a snake on the inside. Okay, she's very cunning, shocking. I can't even tell you guys. And then there is Chandler, who is the admirer of a prince and a hater of Li Wei Young, and also a cousin. And then we've got Jun Tao, who is her bodyguard. That's Li Wei Young's bodyguard. We have Chin Yan, who is, I know, guys, by this point, you guys are probably like, there's so many people. There's Chin Yan, who is like a general. And then we've got Auntie D, who is the daughter of the king. Okay, so I will begin to explain this, and hopefully you guys will catch it. So basically, this young lady is born into a province called Liang, and they are sort of they decided to give themselves to another nation called Wei. Okay, and hi Tunji, lovely to see you as well. Okay, and they gave themselves, or they surrendered themselves to another nation called Wei, and when that happened, the young lady's dad basically went on exile and never saw his daughters till she became like really, really grown. Unfortunately, life happened, and her father died because they said that he didn't really surrender. We find a lot of bad people in the film and all of that jazz. Anyway, we're fast forwarding to the things that I want you guys to know about. So that's basically the story. So she moves from there, and she has to be protected. Her dad dies, her grandmother dies. So it's just her and her bodyguard and a couple of other people who are basically sort of escaping from this terrible war that is going on in her own province. I hope you guys are still with me. Okay, so basically we then get into the gist. Now, before this whole situation happens, Li Wei Young is someone that I would just explain her attitude or explain a couple of things. Firstly, yeah, your attitude and your behavior matters. As an individual, I think that, no one is perfect. I've got flaws, and so do you, so do we, so do all of us, okay? And I learned in this film the importance of attitude, of character, and behavior. Okay, so Li Wei Young was presented as a carefree, high-spirited, fun lady. Okay, as the movie goes along, we begin to see, I'm reading some of my notes, by the way, guys. We begin to see her confidence, her loyalty to her family, her love for them. Okay, and we see her intelligence, her wisdom, and how she maintains relationships, and also with this pointed, we can't overemphasize the importance of working on yourself as an individual. I think one of the things that I used to always say before was, this is who I am, this is who I am. I still sometimes say it, depending on what the issue is. Like, this is who I am, this is what it is. But I do believe that it is important that we grow as individuals and as people. Whether we call this a love lesson or just a lesson in general in life, we should always, guys, we should always work on ourselves to be our best versions. So that's what I'm going to say about that. So we see, just from her, we see her maturity unfold in an amazing, not drastic, but an amazing way, from just being really carefree to now having responsibilities. And to be honest, if you look at it, that's how life is. As a young person, you're not really having a lot of cares or worries in the world. And as you begin to mature and grow older, you begin to realize that There's certain things that are super important that we need to be aware of. Okay, so we start to take on more responsibilities in life and all of that jazz. So there we go. That's the first things first about it. The second thing I wanted to say is with love lessons, it's important to have good people around you. Okay. What you find in the movie is that basically she becomes friends with this other young lady. Okay. And this lady that she becomes friends with, because the woman meets her when she just ran away from the war, so she takes on this lady's personality because she dies. Now, the lady who becomes her friend, okay, is expected back at the Way province, and her stepmom and her cousins don't want to see her, and so unfortunately they kill her. Okay, and this young lady who becomes Liwei Young, or who takes on her personality, goes and buries her and had to take on her personality. You'll have to watch it to understand why. But long story cut short is they were in a bit of a fix and somebody had to become Liwei Young and she took on that character. Okay, so when she gets into this new household, which is very different from where she's coming from, okay, she meets a couple of people along the way. I'm going to talk a little bit about her cousins and just their sort of relationship. So she has a cousin called Lee Min-din in the series, and he is what would we say? He's a chilled out guy. He doesn't express himself. He doesn't show his emotion. He's just that kind of guy. Okay. And I believe that all of us have that kind of friend where, they love you deep, but they don't show it. Okay. They don't show it. They're not all about that life. Even cousins, relations that love you deep, but they don't really show it. So he was that kind of cousin. He always had a back. He was very protective of her as the movie goes along. But then we now meet two people who are like what I call the devil, okay? Agents of the enemy. Unfortunately, guys, we have that in life, okay? There's Chandru, who is her cousin, who is very cunning, who comes to her throughout the entire film, yeah? You find that this particular lady, she's nice to her, she's lovely, she's there for her and everything. And then somewhere in the middle of the film, she starts becoming crazy. Crazy. I'm going to talk about this particular lady and her obsession with love. Okay, I'll talk about that. And then we also have Changler, okay, who is also her cousin, who doesn't like her but likes the prince. Now, let's move on swiftly from all of that jazz. So we get to a point in the movie where basically, especially at the beginning, where she's pretending to be a guy, and that was her first encounter with this guy called Bajun, who ends up being her lover in the film. Okay, he is the grandson of the king of this new place she's in, and guys, these two people, I mean, the movie, it was just so real that I had to go and check them out. And I found out, guys, that apparently the two main characters, like the lovers in the film, in the 2016 film, okay, got married in 2018. So I'm like, well, I mean, that kind of made a lot of sense to me, because I was just like, I was feeling the chemistry on screen. And it was really, really cool to know that they actually got married in real life. So that's one interesting fact that you guys get to know about the film. Now, what I learned in regards to them, especially, is their compatibility was on point. Okay, their compatibility, their mental compatibility, social, physical, everything. They were just compatible. It is so important in this issue of love, marriage, and relationship that you are with someone who you're compatible with. I mean, this film couldn't overemphasize the reasons why you have to be. They were on the same page. Sometimes you will find her like trying to make a decision or find her saying stuff, and you'll find Toba June, the guy in the movie, you find him like, agreeing to her. And I realized the importance of compatibility. Just being on the same page with your partner is so important. Like, stop messing about. If you know that, if you know you are in a relationship and you and the person are not compatible, you may need to have a step back and rethink about what you are doing exactly. I'll give an example actually of my cousin who is here. So I went to visit her when I was in Lagos, and I heard her on the phone. By the way, she didn't know I was going to do this today, by the way, so this is just off script. So I heard her on the phone talking to her husband, and we are talking like friends, like they were legit like friends. I can't really remember the content of the conversation, but like they were talking, and the way she was like addressing him, and they were talking and they were laughing. And this is so many years, they're now, so many years of marriage. There's this thing about, now don't get me wrong, obviously no marriage is perfect, but I mean, just to see them just in that frame of being friends and just being that way, if that makes any sense, that really encouraged me and made me realize very quickly that we cannot overemphasize the point of friendship. So Bajun and Lee Wei Young in this film were friends. They were legit friends. And you see that play out throughout the entire film or throughout the entire series. Sorry, guys, if I call it a film, please forgive me, okay? But we see it go through the entire film. Okay, so the next thing is now, okay, so this, I mean, there's a lot of controversies with the next thing I'm going to say, guys. But one of the things I learned in the movie was the persistence of this guy. This guy found a girl that he liked, and he just was not going to take no for an answer. I noticed that in the 21st century, sort of 2021 rather, where we are now, we seem to find a lot of conversations coming up about guys not really putting up the effort and not really being out there, not really really showing that they care. You want someone, you're meant to go for them, but you're not really doing any of those things. I mean, when I saw that, I was just like, this thing was, I mean, even though it was a film, I saw how real it could be. I know people personally, guys, who I know the sacrifices, the massive sacrifices they have made just to prove to their partner that they were serious about them. And I think as a guy watching this, it is so important to be serious about who you want to be with and to take the necessary steps to do that, and to be persistent, as in to just show that you care. There was so much romantic thingies in this film. And when I say romance, not necessarily kissing, but like there was a lot of, just romantic thingy up, down, in, out. I mean, the guy was doing the most just to let her know that he liked her and stuff. And because she found out that basically the guy came from the family that killed her parents, even though she initially liked him, there was a period where she kind of went cold. That period was just mad. I was just there like, no, except, when you're the one watching the movie, because you're, the third party in this case, you're kind of like, no, it's not really like that. You want the person to be that particular type of way to this person. Well, we didn't get that till later on in the film. So what am I saying, guys? Effort. There's nothing wrong in putting up effort. I know a lot of guys that say, you know what, I can be putting up effort for a girl, but she's not really interested in me. Or I even know guys that say stuff like, I'm not going to put any effort on the lady until I know that we are on the same page. Rah. Okay. So how is she supposed to know at that point? How is she supposed to know that you're serious if you're waiting on her to, sort of give you the green light to start what you need to start, if that makes any sense? So yeah. Hi, Daddy Ogunbade. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. And hi, Bawa Bako. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so guys, and then when it came to the romantic part, when I watched this film, I said, if you ain't gonna be romantic, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, I don't know what's going on. A lot of guys just think that being romantic is, I don't know, physical, for the lack of better words. I think the fact that he was always having her back in this film made me realize how much it is important, both as a lady and a guy, to have your back, to have each other's back, to have your partner's back, to be in a relationship with someone or marriage with someone who genuinely has your back and someone that can tell you the truth. A lot of times, Lee Wei Young had to tell the guy the truth. A lot of times he found himself having to tell her the truth. When you can take the truth from someone who, is who you love or who you like, and, you're able to know that they're not coming from a bad place. And also how you say it is important as well. You want me to listen to you. you want me to hear you correct me, it's important that you talk about it in such a way that, I don't feel put down. And I think that's a lot of things that people are not quite getting nowadays. So I really hope that we all are getting something out of this. Okay, moving forward. Okay. Now let's talk about Jesus Christ. Let's talk about Changru. Okay, Changru is her cousin in this film. This lady is all nice, all lovely, all wonderful, all awesome-tastic, but she's plotting and planning behind her back to kill her, to disrupt her relationship. I don't even think she did too much of that, but it was always about, to kill her. And why is that? Because there's another character that comes into play in the film, and his name is Toba Yu. Okay, so Toba Yu is the uncle of Toba June. Okay, now Toba Yu he's just a guy. That's the best way I can put it. He's just a hard guy who finds himself in love with, a lady. Okay, at first he was trying to figure her out, trying to figure out why she was the way she was, and somehow we start seeing that he starts protecting her, and we start seeing that this guy is beginning to catch a bit of feelings, But her cousin Changru loves. See, I don't even know if love is the word. Obsession. Let me give you a killer. At the end of the film, okay, at the end of the series, okay, this Toba Yu, unfortunately, he dies. Okay, so he has a sword on him, and it's the pointy part that is coming out. And this Changru girl comes and hugs him and enters. She legit enters into the sword and dies with him. And I began to ask myself, is this love or is this obsession? At what point exactly where do we draw the line between love and obsession? Please, if anybody has an answer for that, please put it in the comments, because it was just, don't you think it was a bit extreme? I mean, I'm not saying nowadays, a lady would die, but a lady might die. I mean, a lot of ladies, when they love really hard. So do guys. She was in love with someone that didn't care about her. He didn't want to have anything to do with her. He was basically using her, and she didn't mind. And they were so alike in character and in behavior. It made me realize that truly you attract what you are. Yeah. I feel like I need to take a moment. You attract what you are. You legit attract what you are, because you could see that she was basically the female version of Toba Yu in this film. Unfortunately, the end was bad and we saw it coming. So there we go. So what am I saying is that you will find that you have a lot of people close to you. You need to sieve people out, and it does take time. It takes time. You can't always know what is on the heart of someone. It takes time. It takes spending time with them, and it takes time to see who they truly are. And time varies. For some people, it takes them one day, which I don't really know if you can know someone in a day. Well, there we go. Some people, a few months. Some people, a few years. And I think it's really important who you put your heart out there to, especially when you're talking about marriage and relationships and things like that. Who are you sharing your thoughts with? Who are you asking for advice? How do we know that the person you're asking for advice from is not hating on you? Because we see Li Wei Young, she didn't really go in too much detail with Changru, but we could tell that she was really building a sisterly bond with her. And she knew a few things about her. And I'm reading a book called The Art of Being Private, and I can tell you guys for real that it is not everything that you can expose to people, and it's not everyone that deserves the privilege to know about your life. So you really need to sieve out who you're discussing with, what you're sharing with them. They need to prove that they can not just keep information, but that they can respect you still, even when the information may not necessarily be palatable to the ears, or maybe a situation whereby you tell them something in confidence and then they use it against you. Like Ra, we see this a lot with this character. So please, I'm just re-emphasizing some of the things we probably already know anyway, and I'm just letting you guys know some of the crazy things that happen in this film. And then the area of not forcing yourself on a man cannot be overemphasized. In this film, we see this happen a lot with Chandler. Now, Chandler is the sister and who they call the legitimate daughter of this Lee family. They're called the Lee family, while Lee Wei Young is the illegitimate daughter of this family. So Chandler has a lot of pride. Man, her pride is higher than Zuma Rock in Abuja. Have you ever been to Abuja before? Have you seen Zuma Rock? Do you know how tall Zuma Rock is? This girl's pride is with the heavens. It is up there. I'm just like, girl, you be prideful, okay? So much pride in this girl. And she has a mom who is basically firing up the pride. By the way, guys, do you know that truly when someone is against you, and this prayer we always hear it that, oh God, we hear this a lot, where people say stuff like, God, deal with my enemies or handle them or whatever. Guys, we need to be careful about this prayer, because I'm telling you, even though this was not a Christian film, I firsthand saw how someone who uses evil against you, okay, or they were planning to do evil to you by doing evil against themselves and thinking it was okay. That was the story about Chandler's mom. She wanted to frame Lee Wei Young so much that she literally drank poison just to get this girl framed to die. And it's amazing how far people who don't like you will go to making sure that you basically either don't succeed in life, or to just see you fail, or to just see you unhappy. So the people that you surround yourself with, your association, is really, really important. Oh my God, that's true. I just don't know if I did it. I don't know if YouTube will flag it down. That's part of the reasons why I don't really want to do it. But guys, it is on Netflix. If you don't have a Netflix account for this film, I feel like it's worth it. You should have one. But yeah, please check it out. And thank you, Ayo, for pointing what you said earlier about this part. Okay, so so Chandler likes Juntao. Sorry, not Juntao. Sorry, Chandler likes Tuba June. Tuba June is in love with Lee Wei Young. Guys, the drama, the triangle, rectangle, octagon, I don't even know what the word is. Everything that is going on is shocking. It's shocking. The title of the movie is called The Princess Wei Young. The Princess Wei Young, okay? On Netflix. Wei Young is spelled Weiyong. Okay, so it's Wei, so Wei and then Young, okay? I'm gonna put the name out for you guys when I edit it later on in the day, but that's the name of it, and it's on Netflix. Okay, so Chandler's pride is, guys, high as the sky. Whew, gosh, guys. So she's in love with Toba June. She goes far and wide and above for this guy. Like, she loves him, die. And then the guy goes and tells her, you know what? You're really, really sweet girl that they knew since like they were like kids and stuff like that. But I'm not interested in you. She was just not understanding. I'm not interested in you. She just did not want to, I don't know. She just didn't listen. And they got to a point where she even forced the guy to get married to her. Guys, there's so much twist and turn in this thing. You would literally find yourself in a lot of roller coaster of emotions. Like, your emotions will go up, down, sideways, in, out, middle, top. I mean, you would just be like, what is going on here? So Chandler she forces herself on the guy. And it made me realize that there are legit some women that are like that in real life. A guy has said, I'm not interested. Why are you chasing after him? Why do you think it's okay to chase after a guy who's not interested in you? Why do you think it's okay? Like, why? I am of the opinion that if a lady likes a guy, yeah, you can talk about it if you really, really feel like he's not getting all your signals, okay? But I do feel that guys also need to understand that you talking about it doesn't necessarily mean that when a lady talks about it, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's asking you out or she's asking you to marry her. That's not actually what she's saying. She's just simply saying she likes you or she loves you or whichever way, she goes about it. So she keeps insisting, and basically, her end was terrible. I mean, I can't overemphasize it. Her end was terrible. So I learned a lot for myself personally, and just to share with the ladies out there that when a guy doesn't see you the same way, just take it as he's not the one for you. Plain short, simple. It's the same way I feel like if a guy is in a relationship and you meet a guy in a relationship and maybe you guys get along really well or something, I really don't think you should carry on like thinking in your mind that something is going to happen. It's not. I'll give you guys an example. I actually personally met someone who was in a relationship. We had a lot of, we vibed really well. I could tell that I could tell that we really liked each other if we could put it that way. But when he told me that he was in a relationship, girl, everybody else, I was just like, respect yourself, okay? Respect yourself.com alert. And I appreciated his honesty. And I think if you're in a relationship with someone, you should be honest about it. And it also made me realize that just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that you won't meet people who would like you. But the important thing is to have self-control. And that's one of the things I respected about Toba June. I mean, he could have been dating both cousins simultaneously, but he really just didn't care about the other lady. So he didn't want to get involved and everything. So there we go. Please, let's try our best to respect boundaries. And if someone doesn't like you, it's not the end of the world, girl. It's not the end of the world, guy. It's not the end of the world, people. Please move forward. Your future husband or wife or your future girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean, the end game really is to be married. So your future bae is waiting for you on the other end. So don't stay where you're not wanted. Okay, great. Move on to Juntao. So Juntao is Li Wei Young's bodyguard from when she was younger in the other province. This girl's loyalty is 150%. Okay. And it made me realize the importance of having people in your corner, having people on your side, having people in your corner in life. You need to have friends. You need to have friends. You need to have people who are loyal to you. And you yourself have to be worth it. So basically, if you want someone to be friends with you, you also have to show yourself friendly. I think there's a part of the Bible that actually talks about that. That if you want friends, you should also show yourself friendly. So the importance of, we could see the dynamics of the relationship. Li Wei Young and Juntao had a very fantastic friendship. Even though she was her bodyguard, they had a fantastic friendship. They understood each other really well. They didn't need to talk too much before they understood what the other person was saying. And they had each other's back 100%. So you need that. You also need that when you're in a relationship. I don't understand how basically you're dating someone or you're about to get married to someone and there's nobody in the family that you you guys are on good terms. I hear sometimes that people get married to people knowing that quite a number of family members don't really like them, and they're like, I'm in love. Our love conquers all, baby. Our love conquers all. But their mama don't like you, and their daddy don't like you, and their sisters don't like you, and everybody seems not to like you. I feel like you need to kind of take a pause and ask yourself a few questions. So I like the fact that she had someone in her corner with her as a person, and I think generally we all need to have that. Okay, there's a guy called Chin Yon or Chinon. Oh God, guys, I'm just gonna call him Chin Yon. The name is quite long. I don't even want to talk too much about this guy because he was just crazy from the beginning to the end. But the long story cut short is, no matter how much evil is done to you, trust God to deal with the negativities in your life. He will transform the negativities, and he also can transform negative people into positive people. And sometimes that transformation is, unfortunately, them meeting their end in the most horrible way. Okay. Now, remember I told you guys that Li Wei Young had a cousin called Li Min Da. Okay, so this guy is particularly chilled, okay? And he himself falls in love. Now, he falls in love with a lady called Auntie D, who is basically the daughter of the king. And she like went all out for this guy. Now, they show us two sides. They show us ladies who are interested in a guy that isn't interested in them, and their character and their attitude towards the guy and towards Lee Wei Young, like what's her name, Chandler and Changru. Jesus, yeah, them two liked the two men, but they were not interested. Now, what is interesting about Auntie D in this film is that she ends up liking Lee Minda, okay, and this guy at first he's not interested in her, okay? Because this Auntie D, she's very childish in the film. She's very, according to how it's put, she's very, she gets what she wants. She's a daddy's girl, she's just crazy. She's crazy, she's carefree. She pretty much is like Li Wei Young, but she's like a times two version. And we find that she likes him, but he doesn't like her. And there are quite a number of reasons why. I can't give you all of it, guys. If I do, you guys are not going to watch it. So we find out that she really, really likes this guy. And he doesn't like her. But she don't care. She legit doesn't care. He will send her away. She'll come back. She did the most for him. She really cared for him and everything. And then when she fell ill or something, and that's when he now realized that the love was in his body all that long. The system was falling in love. Anyway, and we basically get to see another love story from the initial love story. So that is basically sort of like the summary of what I wanted to say. What I wanted to really say moving forward from all of this is the fact that when God has... Now, the only thing that was missing in this whole film was the God factor, okay? But genuinely speaking, guys, when God has placed love in the heart of a man for a woman and the heart of a woman for a man, okay, there is nothing any human being can do about it. God has ordained them to be together. There's nothing that's going to stop you from being together. So if you are watching this live now or later on, and you find that you're in a relationship and there seems to be quite a lot of things, that seem to be sort of like an obstacle for your relationship or for your marriage to work, you need to talk to God about it. You need to get God involved in the matters of your relationship or of your marriage. It is so important. And then also as well, I was going to say that it's also important to have a good character, and only God really can help us to be better people. So the aspect of trusting God and helping him to shape your character, and sometimes in shaping who you are, he makes us go through some serious tests and trials and some serious things. Sometimes he makes us go through very, very crazy areas that we, or things that we never expected that we'll find ourselves in, and he basically helps us to grow from those things. So that's the other thing that I'm bringing out, just sort of from the same film. As well as trust God with your love story, trust God with your love life. Don't force yourself on anybody. It's not necessary. It's a waste of time, and you are basically saying that you're not enough. If you feel like you have to force yourself on someone, it would mean that you find yourself going over and beyond who you even are just to prove a point. And I don't think that that's necessary. I feel like if someone really cares about you, they will love you exactly for who you are and how you are. And of course, everybody will want you to be better. But the idea is that they love you for who you are in the first place, and you're on the same page. Also, as well, the works of darkness will not come. The plans of the enemy, Jesus Christ, will not come to pass in your life in Jesus' name. Why? Because, we legit saw agents, like evil people in this film, and how they were being trashed out one after the other. Like, what was going to happen to them, the things that happened to them. In the film, we can really say that they deserve it. So I just wanted to say personally that you guys were facing a lot of obstacles and difficulties and really, really just strange stuff going on in the world. And I want you guys to know that God can help you overcome every negativity. It's really important to pray about your life, about your love life, about what you want to do. and it's important to trust God. It's also important to get good advice as well from people. Now, note the people you're getting advice from, and make sure that it's solid advice. There's not sort of bias, but that it's really true advice that you can use. Okay, and let me see, is there anything else? And yes, surround yourself with amazing people. Surround yourself with people of the same faith. Surround yourself with people of like minds. Obviously, that doesn't mean you can't surround yourself with people who are not necessarily of the same faith as you. You can do that. But what I'm saying generally is surround yourself with people, your association with people is so important. It really can make or mar you. It does also place you on a certain level. We find that as soon as Li Wei Young sort of moved into this new family of hers, her status changed, her life changed. And that's literally what happens to some people when they get married or when they start, a relationship with someone, where they were before in the sense of life or in the sense of how people probably saw them. It's not necessarily the way, they were before. And sometimes that's really, really good. So that's my encouragement to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation. I encourage you guys to watch it, okay, online. And yeah, I'm praying for you guys. Okay. I'm praying for everybody that is single. I'm gonna use Ayolode as an example because I know he doesn't mind. I pray for him alongside all my other single brothers that, you will find your good thing, and obtain favor from the Lord. And for the ladies, that we will be confident in who we are in Christ. And we would know that we are enough. And that we would not stop becoming better. One of the things I liked about her was how independent she was. She wasn't relying on anyone. And I think it's important that rather than relying on man, rely on the Holy Spirit, okay, for your entire life. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you to everyone who watched this video afterwards. It's a very short, sort of video. I'm gonna go now. Have an amazing week. Have an amazing week, and have an amazing night. Also, as well, just to let you guys know that the next couple of weeks gonna be amazing. Okay, I'm having some fantastic guests. Let me see what's next week. Okay, so from especially the 21st and the 28th of March, guys, you don't want to miss it. Even from next week, really, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it, honestly. So please be available. Please share, okay? And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is The Cutting Edge with Damaris on YouTube. Please let everybody know about it. Please share the link with your friends. And if you have any topics you want me to talk about or discuss, please send it to our email. We have an email, which is the Cutting Edge 21, and the cutting is without a G. Okay, so the Cutting Edge 21 at gmail.com for any questions, any feedback, any comments. Yes, please let me know. Okay, this is where I say thank you for watching again and au revoir. Bye, guys.